Alright, so this is just a quick little video to kind of get you to see reading the graphs, and these are all with absolute values, and these correlate directly to what you saw, what you're going to see like in the last couple questions of your homework. And so, the hardest part about this is that, this takes some kind of like some insight, some number sense awareness here. And so, but the main thing is that we talk about the parent function. The parent for the function for this guy is the absolute value of x, because this is a v. So that's going back to that original slide and saying that's an absolute value function. So now the question is how do these guys fit? Like what's what? How does this guy fall into place? Well, this is the easiest one to see. If we take a look at this guy right here, we can see that this guy has been moved down 2 times. So that's going to be it's going to have a vertical transformation on the end. So we know this equation is going to be something like y equals, I'm going to leave it open for now, but we know that it's going to be minus 2 on the end. We go take a look at this guy. Well, we can see that that guy looks like he's reflected over the x-axis, so this is going to be y equals negative, and I don't know for sure anything else, like if there's something here or whatever, but that's our main thing. This guy over here, we can see that he's been moved 1, 2 times to the left, and 1, 2, 3 times down. So we know, just to start off, we know that this guy is going to be x plus 2 minus 3, because that original vertex, which would be on the parent function, has been over 2 and down 3. Remember, it's opposite on the inside, so even though we move to the left 2, we put plus 2 there. So that kind of right there starts us off. Well, we look at this guy and we can't really tell because our vertex is still our vertex. We look at this guy, we can't really tell because our vertex is our vertex. So at that point, what we do is we start creating like a table of values and trying to figure out, well, what is the transformation? What has happened? Well, in this case right here, we have the order pair 0, 0. If we plug in 1, we move over 1, we go up 1. If we plug in negative 1, we go over negative 1, we go up 1. We go over 2, up 2. We go negative 2, up 2. So at this point, you're looking at that and you can see, well, man, if I take these and plug them into this original function, that's what I have. That's the absolute value. This is the parent function. This graph right here is the parent. Well, then what about this guy? Okay, well, let's take a look. I'm just going to change the blue here. So we make our little table of values. And we say, okay, well, we plug in 0, we get out 0. We plug in 1, we get out 2. We plug in negative 1, we get out 2. Plug in negative 1, we get out 2. We plug in positive 2, we get out 4. We plug in negative 2, we get out 4. Well, it looks like to me, compared to this table over here, everything's getting 2 times bigger. Well, that's because the equation for this guy is 2 absolute value of x. I'm taking everything in this list and making it 2 times bigger. So in the homework, though, it'll be the opposite direction. They're going to be asking you to take this and to graph it. So graph something with a vertical stretch on it or vertical shrink on it. So all you're going to do in that case is you'll take your graphing calculator out. You'll go in there, you'll clear off what you already had in there, and you'll type it in. So in this case, we'll hit 2. Remember, you go math, over to num, choose number 1. Put an x, and graph. So you can graph, once again, we can graph the parent function in C, just so you can have that resemblance of the two. So math, num, number 1, put an x in there. So we can see both graphs on there. So there's the parent, and then the blue one is the vertical stretch of times 2. But what we really care about is the table. This is what we really care about, is these numbers right here. Because with these numbers right here, we can come back over to this graph and we can say, okay, 0, 0 is an ordered pair, 1, 2 is an ordered pair, 2, 4 is an ordered pair, 3, 6 is an ordered pair, and that will allow you to connect the dots and to be able to draw the line or to identify the graph of that particular function. So working with vertical stretch and utilizing our technology hand in hand. So watch this video, go look at the last 2 questions in your homework, and then come back and check out this video if you need more.